evening, race fans. Welcome here to the first race of the chase of the NNSCRA Season 8 Mobil1 Cup Series. Coming off what was a great race last night in Oreo Truck Series competition, which saw a debut driver in P.J. Williams beat George Roque in a photo finish, and it was an unbelievable finish, and it really ended up shaking up the points as well. We actually have a tie atop the chase point standings in trucks now between Dylan Poteet and Carson Gum. So it'll be interesting to see next week how that shapes up. But tonight the story is Mobil1 Cup Series chase for the championship, and we're getting ready to start them off here for 30 laps of racing under the lights at Daytona. This is the Subway Firecracker 250 presented by Coca-Cola. Danny Wells sits on the pole. He ended up going to victory lane last week at Arizona. He'd love to be able to go coast to coast tonight and pick up his second straight Mobil1 Cup Series victory. Alongside of him is going to be former Snickers Cup Series champion Jacob Lawler, still looking for his first win of the season in Mobil1 Cup Series competition as well. Then you got Jordan Davis, who went to victory lane earlier on this season. Still, despite that win though, dead last in points. Wants to get himself up out of that last spot in the standings if he can. He'll roll off from third tonight. And alongside of him is going to be James Silverfox, our winner from Coca-Cola Speedway. He is going to be trying to come up with his second win of the season as well. But interesting thing, you notice the top four, none of them are chasers. As a matter of fact, I believe the highest starting chaser we have in this field, and I may be incorrect because I can't quite tell just from looking who the driver is behind Jordan Davis's car, but the highest running chaser that I see right now is going to be starting off from 7th place, and that is Jake Rogers, who got into the chase via the first wildcard spot with the 2 wins he has had so far this season. But enough talk. Let's get these drivers rolling off here. They'll complete their pace lap. We'll show you starting grid on the top of your screen. Drivers highlighted in yellow, those are your 12 chase drivers. They consist of Tristan Folks, L.J. Mills, Joshua Collard, Dylan Poteet, Levi McIntyre, who all come in tied as the points leaders. Then these drivers are 3 points back: Charles Jackson, Gene Sanford, Jessica Shelton, Ricky Falcon, and Zach Hamlin. And then Jake Rogers got in via wildcard spot number 1. James McLeod, who actually won the last time we were at this track at the season opener at Daytona, he is going to be in the second wildcard spot battling for the championship. And you remember back, I think it was season 6? I think it was season 6 when James McLeod was in that shootout at Zen Joltis and just barely missed out on winning the Mobil1 Cup Series championship. I talked to him today about him just barely squeaking into the chase, and he said this is the season they're going for it. He felt that was their season then, but they just came up short, and he says he's going for it this season, as are all the other 11 competitors that are battling for the championship. So we're going to see what's going to happen here tonight. We saw a number of chasers encounter problems in the Truck Series race last night. Will Daytona strike here and cause a lot of drivers that are battling for the championship to have to go into rebound mode next week at Chicagoland? I don't know, but we're about to find out. Danny Wells, Jacob Lawler get ready to lead us down here to the green flag. And we are underway here in the Subway Firecracker 250 tonight at Daytona. Out of the 3 series, the Mobil1 Cup Series, I don't know if it's the INI or if it's the just the physics of this particular mod, but it's the calmer of the 3 series. So it'll be interesting to see when the caution flag, if it does, when it comes out, because these drivers, the ante has been upped for certain since the last time we were here at Daytona. There's a championship on the line now as Danny Wells, very, very good defensive driving right there. You saw that he got the run through turns 1 and 2 on the low side. Then coming down the back straightaway, he moved up to block Jacob Lawler and James Silverfox at getting any possible advantage or any possible run on him heading into 3. You see Danny, you think right now, you're thinking, oh wow, he's got no control over his race car. He's got absolute control. He is darting and weaving from side to side, blocking every single line from getting a potential tight draft and getting a run on him. And now Lawler gets kicked up to the high side, so too does James Silverfox. I did see a couple of cars get the wall going on the front straightaway, but they keep it together. And now Wolfgang Mason darts down low, and I think he has gotten to the inside of Danny Wells. Here he comes. He's going to go for the point. It's a bittersweet chase here, knowing that Wolfgang Mason, this is going to be his final season in Mobil1 Cup Series competition. Wolfgang's been in this for a long time as Chris Washer darts down to the inside line there. A couple of the cars got the wall and it killed their momentum on the high side, and now Washer goes low on the apron in order to give room in case they needed it. Very smart move by the 88. So now Wolfgang leads. McLeod has now moved up to second, so it didn't take James McLeod long to get up here, and another chaser right behind him in Joshua Collard. Here goes Justin Talampas down on the bottom, getting drafting help from another chaser. Actually, two chasers there. Jessica Shelton in the 9 and Gene Samper in the 21, as McLeod is going to all by himself go to the bottom and pass Wolfgang Mason for the lead. But here comes a tight draft. The 38, the 9, the 21, the 8, they're all coming here. And now they're going to put James McLeod on the high side, and he'll start getting freight trained very quickly. Talampas will now go to the point. But how long is that going to last? Jessica Shelton taking a peek down low, and she's going to make the move. Drafting help here from Gene Sanford. That's one thing you're going to see here tonight is that, especially with Daytona, a lot of chasers have a common goal. They'll be willing to work together in order to come up away with a decent finish to get their chase started off right. And that's why I think you saw Gene Sanford willing to help Jessica Shelton to the front at that point. But now Gene Sanford wants to go out there herself. Gene Sanford has been one of those under-the-radar drivers that, we really didn't talk much about her until we got down to the close of the regular season because she was in contention to get into the chase. But Gene Sanford, this has been a great season for her, and it could get even better if she can come away with a win here tonight or something and make herself really a confirmed candidate for the championship. It's another chaser now that's up there in the top 3. That's Dylan Poteet. See him darting out of line right there. He has been working with his teammate out of Turner Motorsports, Cassandra Renzi, to get himself up here to the front, as now he'll go underneath of his good buddy Trent Dunham. Pick up the tail draft off the 21 of Gene Sanford, and now Poteet moves into second place, and his teammate now is going to tuck in behind him. A couple of other teammates there. We saw Jake Rogers starting up near the front of the field. He's now worked his way back up, and not too far behind him is his teammate, Zach Hamlin, who also just barely made his way into this season's chase. So we'll see how the RPM cars do. I saw one car on the apron back there. I think that was Bob Jones. I'm not certain. Okay, he has gotten back on track. He was on the apron heading into 1, and it looks like Tristan Folks was kind enough to let Bob Jones return back up onto the racing line. Speaking of Tristan Folks, that's a chaser there. Also Levi McIntyre. They're kind of back here in a slightly second group, if you will. Jessica Shelton's now dropped back into this group as well. And I saw up ahead Charles Jackson, who was one of the contenders for the points lead just about every single week for the past 6, 7 or so weeks. Here he is making his way up into this front pack. Charles Jackson, the thing that plagued him the most, he had a great season, but he didn't have a victory. And so he doesn't have any bonus points here since the reformatting of the chase points, which puts him down right now in a tie for 6th place in the current chase standings. So Charles Jackson still looking for that victory, and Charles is very good at Daytona too. He's got quite a repertoire of good finishes at this particular track. I think he's got a win here maybe in Mobil1 Cup Series competition too. It seems like he does. I may be thinking of the wrong restrictor plate track, but it seems like I recall him having a Mobil1 Cup Series win here at Daytona. Right now running right behind fellow chaser Zach Hamlin. Meanwhile, Dylan Poteet kind of pulling off a Danny Wells from the first couple of laps, as he is blocking all 3 lanes of racetrack here. And he does have a teammate in Cassandra Renzi on that low side whenever he needs to get a little bit of distance between himself and everybody else. But it's only a matter of time. Cassandra Renzi hasn't been to victory lane yet this season. You can bet she wants to be able to win here tonight. And that's an interesting factor too. A lot of these drivers have teammates in this race. And if it comes down between them and a teammate on the final lap, is their teammate going to be willing to push them to that victory? be able to help them in their quest for the championship, or are they going to try and go for it themselves and try and get to victory lane for the first time? I mean, that's just an interesting thought there. And take a look here. You notice how I would think that good deeds are rewarded. Remember Tristan Folks let Bob Jones back in after Bob Jones was caught in the apron? Look who's up in third and fourth now. Bob Jones and the car that let him in, Tristan Folks. So I guess no good deed goes unrewarded. And Tristan Folks reaping the benefit of that wise move as he's up here now inside the top 5. Tristan Folks, Levi McIntyre up here as well as Dylan Poteet, 3 drivers who have been to victory lane already this season and all come in tied for the points lead after the reformatting of the chase standings. The other 2 are Joshua Collard and LJ Mills. Matter of fact, where is LJ Mills? I was looking back through this field trying to find the 54. Where is he? Wow, he's way back here with another group. McCrory, Farrell is back here, Joe Davis, Matthew Dallio, and Jordan Davis. They are not out of the draft, but they are quite a ways back. He's 30th the last time by, according to the scoring monitor. There's a couple of other chasers back here, too. There is Ricky Falcon. Now, he appears to just be riding around right now. I think he still is just barely in the draft, but he's 34th. Nick Alton's also way back here, along with Tim Walsh and Bob Fergus. And there's Joshua Collard way back here now. Now, there's a number of drivers that have kind of stragglers back here. Collard's in 38th. There's Nick Smith, our winner from Kansas. Pichu London, former Mobil Cup Series champion, Mason Wood, and Carson Gum, who just barely missed out on making the chase this season. They're all the way back here from 39th on back through 42nd, but apparently they're all on the lead lap still. And Bob Jones has now gone to the point. So Dylan Poteet dethroned from the lead. Bob Jones now moves to the point. Bob Jones' last Mobil1 Cup Series win ended up coming at Talladega Superspeedway. And that was last season when he drove the number 14. It was the next to last race of the season then, too. Kind of ironic, Levi McIntyre right behind him. His last win came at Talladega, but that was earlier on this season. Chris Washard there. There's Sean Galligan. That was a driver that a lot of people were looking at to be able to make this season's chase, but Galligan's been having can't say a struggling season, but it has not been the usual status quo that we've seen out of that 64 team. Matter of fact, I think he had made the chase for the last 3 or so seasons. This has kind of broken a streak for Sean as far as making Mobil1 Cup Series chases. And he got the wall right there. A little help, I think, from Andy Timmons. Galligan's 20th in the point standings coming into tonight's race. And now Dylan Poteet starts to make his charge back up towards the front. He's found Justin Talampas again, so I'll tell you, Poteet's got Turner cars on his side. Talampas helped him get up here to the front earlier on. Cassandra Renzi helped him as well, so Poteet's got some alliances here with his Turner teammates, and there he comes down to the bottom, looking for the top position once again off of Bob Jones. Charles Jackson has also got somebody helping him get to the front. Well, it was Andreas Allen, no longer. Now look at Cassandra Renzi. It seems like Renzi really is trying to help her chasing teammates get to the front. She's now helping the 51 of McLeod. At the line, photo finish. Low side wins that one. Dylan Poteet will lead that lap. And speaking of photo finish, P.J. Williams' photo finish last night was in his debut race. We should talk about a driver actually making his return to Mobil1 Cup Series competition. Rohit Arbu in the 23 car for the rest of the season, replacing the retired Dylan Thoreau. And right now, running in the 15th position, having a really good run is Rohit Arbu. Could we end up having 2 straight nights where a driver making his first start of Season 8 goes to victory lane? PJ did it last night in trucks. Could Rohit do it tonight in Mobil? That would be unbelievable. The streak would not be able to continue in Snickers since we don't have anybody debuting or returning in tomorrow night's event, but Rohit Arbu would love to be able to make a return to the Mobil1 Cup Series with a checkered flag in hand. There's LJ Mills. We just were talking about him earlier, how he was way back there in 30th. Well, he's now made his way up here. Apparently he heard what I said. 17th place right now is where he's running. He and this group trying to catch back up to the tail draft there. Danny Wells, Dylan Young, Jessica Shelton, and Cody Lamas also back there trying to get into a tight draft as this group will try and catch up to the lead group. Currently still being led by Dylan Poteet, but Bob Jones stubbornly hanging in that outside line, and he has been kind of able to make it work. He's now lost the lead, and now he's side by side with Renzi, and now I believe he's going to go side by side for third place with Andy Timmons. Yeah, now he's starting to lose the draft. Renzi, though, jumps up to help him there in that outside line. And right there on that inside line are 5 chasers. Poteet in the 31, McIntyre in the 60, Jackson in the 11, McLeod in the 51, and Tristan Folks back there, the Discount Tire Colors, in the 22. Between 3 of them, Poteet, McIntyre, and Folks, this is a potential battle for the points lead heading into next week at Chicagoland. And LJ Mills may join that battle too, because he's now caught on to the tail end of the draft of this lead pack. He and Vedarvo, and they're starting to get up here, and they'll probably be up here in the top 5 in a few moments. Speaking of top 5, they have broken away a little bit. Poteet, Timmons, McIntyre, McLeod, and Galligan. Then maybe about a 3-car length advantage back to Tristan Folks and Andreas Allen, but now McLeod steps out of line on McIntyre. That's going to bring that group right back to this top 5. Right now, though, it is all Dylan Poteet leading the way. Andy Timmons right behind him in second. Now, Andy Timmons has no victories this season. I think the last time Andy Timmons went to victory lane was the Milwaukee Mile back in Season 7, and that was race 4 of that season. He comes into this race 41st in the point standings, too, and man, Andy would love to go to victory lane here tonight. Right now, though, Levi McIntyre going to move him out of line. He says, hey, let us chasers settle us out here at the front. As now will be Poteet, McIntyre, and McLeod. 3 chasers in the top 3 positions. And here's McLeod. He's trying to recruit Sean Galligan on that inside line. Galligan appeared to be wanting to go to the middle line, though. Now tucks into the low line behind the 51 of McLeod. You look up here and you see not only a battle going on here for the win here tonight and for this chase, but drivers sizing each other up because they know they're going to be facing each other for the Snickers Cup Series Championship's first race tomorrow night. Poteet's in it, Galligan's in it, Levi McIntyre is in it. So, you know, they're sizing each other up here. They're going to see what each other has at the current moment here in Mobil, and they're probably going to then try to exploit it in tomorrow's night's Snickers Cup Series race. Bob Jones back to the bottom. Bob Jones looking very good here tonight. As a matter of fact, you think about it, since Dylan Poteet took the lead, Bob Jones has really been the only one that has really been able to put up a fight against Dylan Poteet. He's the only one that's been able to kind of find the chink in Dylan Poteet's armor. As he's back to the point, and look who's helped him. LJ Mills and Tristan Folks right behind. That's a battle for position, second place, and a battle for the points lead. Right now, by 1 point, LJ Mills would have the points lead now. Folks would be 1 point behind, and where Dylan Poteet's currently running, I think he would now be 2 or 3 points back. But this is Daytona. Every position seems to change every lap, which means that every position in points could very well change every lap. Speaking of drivers that are struggling in points that would love to be able to pick up their first win of the season, we talked just a moment ago about Andy Timmons. How about Chris Washer in the 88? He's now up here. Washer comes into this race 29th in points and still looking for his first victory. He had a bit of a hiccup in last night's Truck Series race where he's battling for the championship there. And he would love to be able to win here tonight as he goes underneath Tristan Folks, move Folks back to 3rd, maybe 4th, 5th, or further back, who knows. And that helps LJ Mills right now to be able to pad his points lead at the current moment. Sander Renzi is up ahead of Dylan Poteet right now. So Poteet does not have that teammate to fall back on, but apparently Poteet's going to help his teammate now. A little bit of tit for tat. The 4 helped the 31 to the front twice. And now Poteet's going to help Cassandra Renzi there as they're on that inside line, going to try and run down the top 2. Currently, Toyota's leading this race. Bob Jones in the 15, LJ Mills in the 54. And here's an interesting scenario. If you're LJ Mills, and say you are still leading this thing with Bob Jones, and there's a bit of a gap between you and the rest of the pack, do you push Bob Jones to the win and finish in second place in order to have the points lead next week? He may not have to worry about either of those things, because Dylan Poteet's right there now, and here comes Tristan Folks again. And calmly just riding there is Charles Jackson in the tail end of this pack. I don't think we've heard the last of him. James McLeod now coming back up here. Look at the Turner cars up here at the front now. Poteet, McLeod, and Justin Talampas is now there. Don't count out Levi McIntyre in the 60. It's going to get good here, folks. We still have a total of 8 laps to go. 7 when they hit the stripe. And look at the teammates. Dylan Poteet, James McLeod, now Talampas jumps down there as well. 3 Turner cars, nose to tail. Talampas trying to kind of play some defense for fellow teammates Dylan Poteet and James McLeod as he's trying to kind of distract Tristan Folks, but Folks is able to tuck down in line in front of the Shell Pennzoil Chevrolet. And here's Poteet right on the back door saying, "Hey Bob Jones, remember me?" You know, wherever Poteet goes, probably McLeod is going to help him. I say probably. Yeah, they are teammates, but they're both battling against each other for the Mobil Cup Series Championship as well. And Poteet peaks low. Jones tried to throw the block, couldn't quite do it. I thought he had succeeded, but nope, Poteet was able to drill a hole and make it stick, and he goes to the inside. Drafting help there in the form of McLeod, and look at this. Talampas says, okay, I'll join this Turner train as well. And that'll move Poteet to the lead. McLeod now going to look for second. Talampas will move into third. Slower car up ahead. That is, I believe, Joshua Collard in the 33. It is indeed. They have finally caught him. He is slightly off the pace after he got the wall near the beginning of this race. So we're going to have to see if he can get out of the way of these guys. Poteet going to cut down. He's going to get by him. Oh, man. Didn't really give him much room. Oh, wow. Collard up there, and he actually blocked McLeod. Collard's got to get out of the way here. I don't think he's quite up to speed. Well, this could cause a wreck here in the closing stages. Man, that's not what we need. We don't need this race ending under yellow. McLeod is still caught behind Collard. And that is not what the 51 needed. Now he jumps up way to the high side to try and get around. Meanwhile, a couple of names popping up here into the front that could be contenders for this win, as McLeod got the wall back there with Kyle Matthews. Looks like he hung on to it, though. Oh, caution's out! Caution is out! Someone has spun coming out of the tri-oval into turn 1. Yellow flag for the first time here tonight, and it comes out with 5 laps remaining in this event. Dylan Poteet is the leader. I'll tell you who this was a big break for, and that would be James McLeod and Kyle Matthews, who both had gotten held up by Joshua Collard. Lost quite a few positions on track, but at least they're not going to lose any more because of this yellow. But who was the one that spun is the question. Looks like it might have been... Oh, it could have possibly been Gene Sanford, one of the chasers. Looking to see if there's any damaged machines. I think it might have been the 21. Oh, wow. Of all the people for this only caution flag tonight to come out for, it comes out, looks like, for a chaser. But we can't confirm that until we look at a replay. So let's take a look at a replay now. Well, actually, no, wait. We should actually see if these drivers are going to pit, because they haven't pit all night long. No, apparently they can make it the full 30 laps in a tank of fuel. Alright, so let's jump back at look at a replay now. Our only caution coming out here in the closing stages of the Subway Firecracker 250. Dylan Poteet is your current leader. Will we get back to green? We're going to find out. And here's what happened. This was just outside of the top 20. These drivers had been running in a pack with each other for the last 10 laps or so. Wolfgang Mason, Jessica Shelton, and company. Wolfgang's going to get up and get the wall, and Jessica Shelton gets into his left rear. He turns down, and then he's going to clip Danny Wells in the 5. And, oh, Jessica, is she going to be able to avoid? Wow, holy cow. almost was on the receiving end of the spinning 5 machine's tail end coming around and slamming the front of her breast cancer awareness number 9. And Wolfgang Mason was able to drive away. Danny Wells' car, yes, it was down on the apron of turn 1, but you're going to notice here he's able to actually get back into the throttle and drive away as well. So Danny Wells, very lucky that that caution flag came out, because that could very well have not had a yellow, and he could have lost a lot of track position. But I think he still is going to be up somewhere just around the top 25, so that's a fortunate thing, a fortunate caution flag coming out for Danny. But that's what put us under the caution flag for the first and what could potentially be the only time here tonight. Let's head back now, find out if we're going to have a green-white checker, maybe a one-lap shootout to finish out our first chase race of the season in the Mobil1 Cup Series chase for the championship. Well, Dylan Poteet is going to be having to do it on one more lap. He will not get the benefit of winning this race under caution. It'll be a one-lap shootout to decide tonight's race. One thing that's working for Dylan Poteet right now, though, is the fact he's going to have a Turner teammate behind him on this restart in Justin Talampas. So maybe Talampas can play some defense for Poteet in this final lap and allow no drivers to be able to get a run on the 31 as Poteet's looking for his second win of the season. Poteet ended up winning the Mobil1 Cup Series race back at Thornton. And he's looking for his second win here in Mobil1 Cup Series competition, and would love to start off the chase with a victory as well. Second place will be Talampas, Andreas Allen in third, then another chaser in Levi McIntyre currently in fourth. And rounding out the top 5 is going to be Andy Timmons. Then it's LJ Mills, that's a chaser. Tristan Folks, that's a chaser. Charles Jackson, that's a chaser. Zach Hamlin, that's a chaser. And Stephen Pollard III is currently in the 10th position. So we have a total of 6 chasers up inside the top 10 for this restart. Green flag and white flag will be displayed at the exact same time. If the caution comes out, it won't matter. They will still race it back to the line. Can Dylan Poteet hang on? Will his teammate Talampas help him, or will Talampas go for the win himself? We're about to find out. Green flag, white flag displayed. We're back underway here to finish out tonight's race at Daytona. Talampas jumps to the bottom. He was not willing to help his teammate. He's going to try and go for the win. He's got to get the drafting help, though. And look at here, not some teammates, but some fellow chasers working together. LJ Mills and Levi McIntyre. They're trying to come up here on the inside line. McIntyre now moves up to the high side. He's drafting with Poteet. LJ Mills now going to get drafting help from Tristan Folks as it's side by side between the Turner teammates. Talampas down low, Poteet up high. This is seeming to have shades of last night. This could be another drag race, another photo finish. Here comes LJ Mills pushing Talampas. Levi McIntyre trying to help Poteet to the high side. Poteet gets the side draft on the high side, and Poteet by half a car length is going to hang on and beat out his Turner Motorsports teammate Justin Talampas to take the first win in the first race of the chase. And Poteet goes to victory lane for the second time this season and starts off the chase with a victory. Man, I thought it was going to be 2 teammates working together. It actually was 2 chasers versus 2 chasers, with Justin Talampas the factor in the middle. It was McIntyre who jumped up to help Poteet. It was Tristan Folks and LJ Mills who worked together on the low side, and Talampas was left to try and choose whether to block the inside line to block the 54 and the 22, or to block the outside line to block his teammate Poteet and McIntyre. But Dylan Poteet got a great side draft on the high side off the 38 coming out of turn 4 and into the tri-oval, and Dylan Poteet was able to get his teammate at the line, and Poteet will pick up the victory here tonight. But I'll tell you what, Folks and LJ Mills, I believe, did finish inside the top 5, or at least just outside of the top 5. These points are still going to be super close heading into next week at Chicagoland, regardless of the fact that Poteet won here tonight. Poteet will get that 5 valuable bonus points for his victory. But if you look here, let me see what the points would actually look like heading into next week. According to what I'm seeing, Pote would be the points leader by 7 points over LJ Mills, 8 points over McIntyre, and 9 points over Tristan Folks. That's how close it's going to be heading into next week. And then you got Zach Hamlin, who finished in 8th, and you've got Charles Jackson, who finished in 10th. McLeod finished in 13th. A lot of the chasers finished really well here tonight at Daytona. Roy Vidar was 16th in his return race. Nice run for him. And I'm trying to find the rest of the chasers. Jessica Shelton finished way back in 26th. Don't know if she maybe had some damage from that only caution. 29th was Ricky Falcon. Didn't really hear much out of him tonight. Jake Rogers started up at the front. Started in 7th place. He'll finish 36th tonight. Not the best of runs for him. Gene Sanford, 37th. Danny Wells was the pole sitter, and he finished way back in 39th. That was undoubtedly due to the damage he had. And then Joshua Collard going to finish in dead last tonight, 1 lap down after we saw he had a damaged race car and fell a lap down to the leaders. So, tough break there for a number of drivers. Sanford and Shelton, Collard, they're going to have to rebound next week. Jake Rogers as well. But Dylan Pote picks up the win here tonight. What a great victory it was. What a great race. Green flag all the way to the end, and then a caution flag bunches everyone back up, and an unbelievable finish on the final lap. So Dylan Pote picks up his 2nd win of the season, and as a consequence, he is the new points leader of the chase standings heading to next week at Chicagoland. Hope you guys enjoyed tonight's race. If you did, be sure to give this video a like, subscribe to become part of the crew today. Here comes your official full finish results, overall points standings, rookie points, and your chase points heading into next week's race. We still got the Snickers Cup Series first race of their chase to happen here tomorrow night. Hope you'll tune in for that. And also be sure to follow the NNSCRA on social media. Facebook and Twitter links are in the description. Once again, Dylan Pote is your winner here at Daytona. We will see you guys next time here on the NNSCRA Sports Channel, offline racing at its best. Whoa, look out! Oh, what a save! Dougie Shears just got turned by the lap machine of Charles Sanford, but now he's got left side damage. But he still opens up his distance. He still keeps a distance between himself and 2nd place McCurry. But all that ground he gained, he just lost right there. But what a save!